Jason Rzucidlo reporting from Michigan International Speedway. Carl Edwards finished second in the CARFAX 250 race right here at MIS. Find out what he had to say during a press conference.
Ray Bestos, Rookie of the Year candidate, driver number 16 Conway Ford, Colin Braun. Colin, tell us about your run today.
Well, we had a pretty good run. We obviously qualified really good with this number 16 Conway Freight Ford Mustang. Having never driven one of these new nationwide car races, we decided to start a little bit on the tight side, and we just freed it up pretty much all race. My guys had some really good pit stops. Really proud of the job they did on pit road, and we just tried to have a good, consistent, clean race. And pretty cool to see 3 Fords up in the top 10 here at Michigan.
And we're also joined by today's second place finisher of the CARFAX 250, driver the number 60 Valvoline Ford, Carl Edwards. Carl, tell us about your run.
I didn't think we had that great of a car at the beginning, but Drew and the guys did a really good job on pit road, and until that last caution, I thought, man, we might win this thing. And then we had a caution, and Brad was able to just launch out in front on that last run. It was just a battle for second then, and that was a pretty good battle. I had a pretty good time racing there that last lap, and glad we were able to hold off Kyle and finish second. But man, I could taste the victory. You know, I thought this is going to work out. We're going to steal one here today, and but the best car ended up winning. Those guys did a good job.
We'll continue on with questions. Again, state your name and affiliation. Questions for these gentlemen. We got Bob and then Tom.
Bob Hocker, Scene Daily. For Carl, I'm trying to figure out where to start on that last restart. Did you give any consideration to having Paul be behind you and Allgaier being behind Keselowski?
No, I didn't even think about that. I probably should have, but I was more concerned with having the top, because I felt like that was the only way I could hold Brad off. And as it turned out, Justin pushed me as good as anyone could have pushed me, and I still, I ran wide open from the drop of the green all the way to the back straightaway, and Brad had about 3 or 4 car lengths on me. So, that's all I could do. And I think if I was on the bottom, I probably would have lost more positions. I don't think we would have finished second. I think I would have got freight trained a little bit there. So that was my decision making.
Hi guys, Tom Jensen, Speed.com. For both of you, could you give us your impressions of the new car? First race on a non-restrictor plate track. How does it feel? How do you like it, especially relative to the old cars?
Man, I had a lot of fun racing it. It kind of reminded me of racing my trucks, the way you had to kind of use a draft and
on the engines, you're almost wide open around there. So that's the only thing I would wish that we could do, is take those ears off of the back and shorten that front splitter a little bit more. So I still believe firmly that this sport would be better off if we're racing cars on tracks, not cars through the air. So that's the only thing. But they look great, and they race pretty well.
Just a quick follow-up to that, Carl. Since this has the Sprint Cup chassis now, will you be able to translate more on from a Saturday race to a Sunday race?
Maybe. I think everyone's kind of right now trying to figure that out. There's differences in the front suspension and the front height of the car, but I think there's some things you can transfer. So it might make it more beneficial to run these races. But the horsepower difference is so huge that the cars, that you drive them differently. So it ends up you need different things out of the cars, if that makes sense. So it's hard to just, doesn't translate completely.
Thank you.
Chris Jenkins, Associated Press. Carl, you and Brad were running in pretty close proximity for a pretty big chunk of the race. Do you have to be more conscientious knowing you're on probation around him, or is it just another guy?
The good thing is we're both on probation. So, it's like both of us are probably thinking the same thing. Don't be the guy that that messes us up. But he raced me very cleanly, and I thought we raced very well together. And that's the kind of racing that I'm sure both of us want to be doing. And I thought we raced really well together. I had a really good time. That was fun to be able to race that close. When him and I and Paul were all running one.